Oh, nothing. What's going on?
Oh, if it's any better, I'll be on the beach, brother.
Right?
Oh, Lord. Well, this is interesting. We blocked a security risk Trojan.Gen 9. Your computer is secure. Well, gee, thanks. I appreciate that. Where the fuck
Nice.
did I get a Trojan from?
Probably 7-Eleven. That's where I used to get them from.
Let's try to jump in twice, but it got blocked. Interesting.
You can get it out with your fingers. It's okay. Or a fork. Sorry.
Wow. You ain't right, dude. You know, speaking of bizarre shit,
Yeah.
I was walking this morning up the racetrack, trying to get a little bit of cardio in. And I'm going through the parking ride, which, so many people use for our fine public transit we now have in this county.
Right.
And I round the little curve and I'm going by the little, I don't know what the hell you call it, the little shack you sit in with the glass on all sides.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a package. It's just a cardboard package. And it's got the, what's the word I'm looking for? It's got a cutout of what appears to be the shape of a male appendage. And apparently it was the wrapper to somebody's recently procured sex toy.
Oh, nice.
But I guess you just had to have it when you had to have it.
You know what? When the urge hits and
I
you're sitting
just
at the bus
I
stop,
just got scratched my head and said, "What the fuck?" you know,
I mean, we've all been there, right?
I not that fucking bad. I haven't. So, anyways, I digress. I mean, you said the shit about the Trojan, and I just had to go there. But yeah, I'm just glad my grandchild went with me, walking with me.
Right.
That's just not a conversation I'm ready to have with a 9-year-old.
No, no.
Okay, so
That's
let's
awesome.
get the boilerplate shit out of the way. For all of you that are tuning in tonight or tomorrow, whenever you happen to jump on and see us bitching about whatever we're bitching about, everything we say and do on here is for entertainment purposes only. That means if you want to verify it, do your own fact checking, do your own research. This is merely two or multiple like minded individuals sharing an opinion amongst themselves. To you, should you choose to partake. If we offend you, go find a safe space, write your congressman, vote for Skamalato. I don't know what else to tell you because we're not here to hold your hand, um, sing kumbaya, or blow you kisses. You're just fucked.
Yeah,
So,
you're.
telling you up front.
Yeah. Haven't figured out how social media works yet.
Yeah,
Probably just need to.
yeah, you don't want to learn here. So that being said, thank you all for being here this evening or whenever you're tuning in. Um, we're going to try and have some fun tonight. We're going to discuss some facts about somebody trying to snuff out 45 yet again, and the media sure as shit don't want to cover much about it. So we're going to dig into that shit tonight. So just hang in there. I've been doing a little bit of research on this dude, and let me get his name so I'm not calling him dude. He looks like he woke up under a fucking bridge somewhere. Maybe was a real big fan of meth at some time,
Yeah.
but I could be wrong. And I ain't calling him a fucking suspect because he ain't.
Nah.
He was shot at. That ain't a suspect. Ryan Wesley Ruth, whatever the fuck you want to call it. The thing that I'm confused about, and if I remember the reports correctly, and I could be wrong, he was in possession of an AK-47 or an AK-47 style weapon. Let's make sure to get that in there. With file numbers haphazardly removed and a GoPro. All right. Now, this guy claims he's indigent and wanted a, what do you call it, a public defendant or whatever, defender.
Right, public defender, yeah.
And I'm going, okay, let me dive down this rabbit hole. You're in possession of a weapon that on the fucking black market would be be expensive as shit.
Yeah.
All right. You didn't just magically pull the thing out of your prison wallet. All right. You had to have procured it. And you had a fucking GoPro. Unless you just happen to wander through a Best Buy and say, hey, I'm going to steal that shit and run out the store.
Right.
Furthermore, when your dumbass jumped the fence when Secret Service said, hey, we're going to light your ass up because we don't want more bad publicity because one of them was actually doing their job, you had a vehicle to flee in. Okay. None of those things lead me to believe that you are indigent.
Yeah.
Indigent would be you're wearing some dirty ass clothes that somebody could pull off your ass and throw at a wall and they'd stick. You're wearing fucking flip flops that have been damn. You found new uses for duct tape.
Right.
And you look like you've been gnawing on like some red mud somewhere because your shit would be all nasty looking. And I don't believe it. And this begs to question some other things. You were in the area for 12 fucking hours.
Yeah, 12 hours.
Now, props to the Secret Service doing their job. Finally, they got the fucking memo. But if you read, like I got my information from BBC.com, so for all of you people out there that want to fact check shit, blame the Brits. I don't trust our local news, other than Newsmax or something like that. Our network news is fucking Pravda 2.0.
Yeah.
It's a shame when you've got to go to another country to try and get their perspective because they're not going to pull punches because it's not their country. So, just saying. But this guy was there 12 hours before he was finally caught. It just so happened that one of the agents happened to see a barrel sticking out of a shrub. Again, wherever you found this fucker, you need to find some relatives and hire him. All right? Wherever he was recruited from. I don't know where he was from. I don't know what nationality this fucker was, but you need to get more of these guys on the detail.
Right.
But that being said, there's just so many questions that need to be asked. And at least since this happened in Florida, I believe that DeSantis, whether you like him or not, I believe that he's going to pull the full weight of his state down on this shit because his sheriffs and police are the ones who caught this fucker, aren't they? If I remember correctly.
I believe so. And it's, when the federal government won't put the time and resources in, that a state has to come in and say, you know what, we're going to have to do your job for you because you don't care. And I mean, I don't want to get tagged, but yeah, when you're letting shit like this happen, except for that, that one Secret Service guy, and then you don't put out a statement about it for hours after, saying, oh, well, the alleged, shooting, that's pretty bad.
It's not alleged.
No, but that's what they said.
Well, yeah, just like he's a suspect.
Yeah.
If you look, let me break this down for you. This is what you call democratic speak. If you're laying in the bushes with a semi-automatic weapon, hell, a flintlock, and you're in the vicinity of a possible government employee or a presidential candidate, etc., and you are about to take a shot or have, and you're no longer alleged. You're no longer a suspect. let's just move past that. But that's what they call you. And I'm beginning to think half the time it's because you're on their fucking payroll, or there's more nefarious shit going on behind the scenes, more strings being pulled.
Yeah, because the U.S. government would never ever do anything to their own president.
No, Kennedy.
Yeah, or their own citizens.
No. Ruby Ridge. You're absolutely right. I completely agree. That being said, the thing that really sticks out to me here is, okay, they claim Trump wasn't supposed to go there Sunday in golf. And he said, fuck it, I want to go golf. That's what happens when you're a billionaire and you can say shit like that. So they had to haphazardly put a team in place to, with a plan, because whenever, for those of you who are not familiar, whenever you're a high value target, an HVT like he is, in order to protect yourself, you have to have people in place that have enough fucking common sense to think ahead as many bad variables as they possibly can and be prepared for those so you're safe wherever you go. Okay? And his guys, apparently the Secret Service detail he has, it must not have been the bitch who couldn't put her pistol back in her holster.
Yeah.
I hope she wasn't part of it, because he would probably got shot. I know she wasn't one shooting at the dude. So, that being said, if that's the case, and this wasn't on the books, how did Ryan know that Trump was going to be there and be laying in wait?
Yeah, that's.
I mean, I'm sorry. I attended the Church of the Painful Truth, and it's all over right there.
Right.
This guy wasn't fucking an urban outdoorsman camping out because he was homeless. We'll get to all that bullshit in a minute. But how did he know? And here's the other thing from what I've read, and again, if I'm wrong, I will own that. But from what I understand, Trump was 2 holes away from exactly where this motherfucker was waiting.
Right.
So he knew that this illustrates pre-planning, logistics, and intent.
Yeah. Again, if you have a corporate media, state-run media, and people in the government, elected folks in the government, who are willing to go out there and say, Russian collusion for 4 years plus, weaponizing the DOJ against a former president. What makes you think they wouldn't say, hey, you're a useful idiot, come over here.
Mm-hmm.
If you really don't like this guy, he's going to be playing golf today.
Okay, but again, this goes back to the original question: who told people? Because see, here's the thing: if it was a last minute thing, and this either means one of two things: A, somebody on the detail is fucking dirty; B, somebody at Mar-a-Lago is fucking dirty, that's well placed; or C, both.
I'd probably go with both.
Because here's the thing. If this guy was there 12 hours before this happened, he was already in place. He was already there for fluid placement.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Okay, let's shelve that for a minute and let's go over here. All right. He's a felon. for possession of a weapon of mass destruction. Is that correct?
I don't know.
In North Carolina?
It's a good question.
Well, hold on. Let me.
I know he's a convicted felon, so he shouldn't have
but
had a
here,
weapon
I
anyway.
want to find out what it is. Hold on. I thought it was a weapon of mass destruction, which could be anything. I just want to try and keep my shit together here.
I was actually looking for the guy's, police record, and while we're sitting here, and can't find anything on it.
Oh, they're burying this shit, dude.
Yeah.
And I can't find it now, but it was a weird charge, like possession of an AOW, any other explosive device or something. It was something weird. It wasn't like he was charged with having a gun at a crime or some shit like that. It was a step in the other direction.
Right.
But that being said, all right, he gets charged with something like that. Then he ends up in fucking Hawaii living, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I can understand how you can become indigent living in Hawaii, because unless you're on the Zuckerberg or Oprah Winfrey payroll, or the governor, of course, because he has the one house on Oahu or wherever it was that didn't burn down. I mean, what Maui, was it Maui? Where was it that all the shit burned down?
Something like that. It was an island.
Anyways, you get
I don't know. Yeah.
So the point I'm making is that people don't relocate to places like that. Something
On a
seems
whim.
early
Yeah.
here. Then I've got pictures of this motherfucker in Ukraine talking, chumming it up, saying, we need to have people out here fighting this, that, and other. I'm saying, have this son of a bitch that's a felon get to Ukraine.
Yeah. Where did he get the funds?
Yeah.
And how did he get there?
Yeah, and this isn't the first time this fucktard's been out there running his mouth either. And I know initially, and now you're not seeing much Maui. Thank you, Highlander. I'm sorry, I was having a brain fart there. Okay. Nobody gets charged with some weird weapon shit like that. Ends up in Hawaii, of all places. Then becomes some outspoken fucktard for Ukraine and everything else. And all of a sudden, this motherfucker's indigent when he gets caught trying to kill a presidential candidate. None of this makes sense.
No.
None. And I'm going, I mean, I'm sitting there looking at pictures of his house, and he lived in, I don't know if I can pronounce this, I'm sorry for butchering it, but his home was in Ka'awa, Hawaii. It's a small community on the island of Oahu, about 25 miles north of Honolulu. And he's got a Biden Harris sticker on the back of his fucking truck.
Yeah.
That's facts. If you don't believe me, go to BBC and pull the shit up. Now,
what I really
not clear who the truck belongs to. I don't think it's that fucking unclear. But
yeah.
Okay. And here he is again. You can go to the same, it's BBC.com, and pull up this motherfucker. They've got an interview with this summit. It's 41, I don't know if it's 41 seconds or 41 minutes long, but he's sitting here in Ukraine, bitching and moaning. Now, again, how did he get there? None of this makes sense. This is this is like the shooter in Uvalde. The dude in Pennsylvania. We're seeing a lot of bizarre ass shootings going on over the past 3 years, and it's ramping up. Now, granted, Uvalde and some of the other shooters had nothing to do with 45, but the last two have. And the first time the media couldn't control it, they couldn't quash it, but they're going out of their damn way to quash this one.
Right.
Now, you've had 2 attempts on a former president who's a presidential candidate, and it's like business as usual for you motherfuckers. If the shoe was on the other foot and this was Scamalato or that damn Waxworks motherfucker that's her vice president candidate, it looks like a love child between Gollum and fucking Uncle Fester having some homosexual tryst.
Right.
I mean, what the fuck? It's okay for you to kill somebody that you're afraid is going to steal all your power. But boy, if it comes to somebody threatening yours, there'd be a hue and a cry, and damn, all the damn projects in the United States be on fire.
Right. I it would be awesome to be a fly on the wall at the at the Clinton household and the Pelosi household about a week before this happened. You can infer whatever you want to out of that, but
Fuck that. Big Mike's house.
And Big Mike's house, yeah.
Barry and Big Mike, I bet they've been having a bunch of chicken dinners.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see what was going on the disposable phones,
Well, okay, and here's the thing, there's ties to BlackRock with both these shooters.
Exactly.
This goes to show you've got deep state and corporate. I mean, you're talking about top tier people trying to make Trump go away because they're fucking terrified of it. It's not that here's the problem. You can't buy Trump because he's already a billionaire and he's got a big case of fuck you because he's from New York.
Right.
I remember when he was running in 2015 before he got sworn in. I remember Mike Pence and his sorry little pansy ass was walking, what do you call them? Where the people go up there to Capitol Hill and they sit there and they try to get you to back one thing or another, and they say, we'll give you donations to your campaign if you back this or back that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
It's like I can't think of the words today. Anyways, he had some of them. He took them up there, and Trump said, "Give them the fuck out. I can't be bought. I'm not going to be in debt to somebody because I did them a favor." So,
lobbyists. Sorry.
Lobbyists. Correct.
Thank you.
I knew I'd get it right in a minute. Anyways, thank you for that. I don't know why that
yeah, I know.
It's like the 5 cabinet floor was empty. So, yes, lobbyists. Pence was already trying to get him in bed with lobbyists. Trump wouldn't have it. Well, okay, that removes a huge bargaining chip that the current political structure uses on both sides. Because they'll insert lobbyists in there, and the lobbyists will pad their pockets to get them to vote one way or another or push this agenda or that, and it makes the politicians beholden to them instead of the people.
Right.
All right? BlackRock, Big Pharma, all these other companies, fucking Halliburton, whoever, Lockheed, all these different companies, they do the same thing. All right? Well, here you've got a man you can't buy, you can't threaten, you can't intimidate. You tried to kill him organically. That blew up in your face. So then you send Tree Hugger Bob after him. somebody on the detail was actually paying attention this time and not fumbling with their iPhone trying to play fucking Angry Birds, I guess. And that blew up. This isn't going to stop, guys. That's what's terrifying, because they know that he's a danger to the egg cart and they've been riding the gravy train with the biscuit wheels all this time, and they don't want to get off of it.
Yeah.
And they know if Trump gets in that White House, there's going to be hell to pay. And they're rightly so.
Rightly so. Yeah, exactly.
I've said this many, many, many times. If I was in his shoes, day one of me going to the White House, they would have to fly in fucking U.S. Marshals from 40 fucking states to give me enough personnel. I'd be hauling motherfuckers out in chains and throwing shit out the damn in fucking U-Hauls.
And I truly believe that, I don't know that he would go to that extent, but they're scared. They are scared of what will happen when you basically sit there and lie about a guy, worldwide for 8 years.
Yeah, that's all they've done. Well, see, here's the thing, though, Saxman. And, me and you've had this conversation several times. No matter who wins in November, shit's going to go sideways.
Yep.
All right? And even if Trump wins, it's a Band-Aid. Because we as a fucking society in the greatest country on the face of the earth have been asleep at the wheel for 30 fucking years. We've been kicking the fucking can down the road saying, oh, well, I'll wait until it gets to my door. Or, oh, well, we'll just try to win next time. Oh, well, I won't watch Dance with the Stars. I want to go be a poll watcher. Well, you know what? All that shit's about to come home to roost.
It's here. It's here.
Yeah, it's in your yard, dude. And you fucked around, and now we're almost at the point of no fucking return. If we get Trump in office by some godly miracle, because I'm here to tell you, it's going to take a miracle to get him in office. Because evil is mounted all the way around that motherfucker trying to stop it.
Right.
If by some miracle of God he gets in, he's going to be stymied at every turn by the corrupt fucking people in D.C. and the federal government. They're going to try and stop him dead in his tracks and they're going to be trying to kill him in one way or another.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody who is assigned to protect him, whether it's the fucking United States Marines and Air Force One, whatever, whoever you are, understand that there are powers beyond your reckoning. They're going to have absolutely no fucking problem erasing your ass with him to get the job done.
Yep.
Now, I'm not saying this to make people not want to do their job and protect the president if it should be him. I'm merely stating what I believe and the gravity of the situation has become. It ain't gonna, man, this is like playing, remember we used to play the video games with all the Ataris and shit, and you could set the skill level?
Oh, yeah.
Think of this as you're playing fucking Hitman on Expert.
Yeah.
Just to give you an idea. So, I mean, it's serious. I'll tell you this. I believe that if they continue to come after Trump like they're doing, they've already failed organically once. They tried to use this other fucktard, I guess, as an organic assassin as well. But it seems to me they're going more and more extreme for whatever fucktard they put going after him. I just feel that they're going to do everything they can. If they can't stop in one way, they're either going to manipulate things. You can read into that however the fuck you want to, or there's going to be some failure that costs his life.
Right.
Like, gee, that turbine on, such and such went out and it went down over the ocean or at Camp David, or, there was a random water leak that caved in the road when the motorcade was going through. There'll be some random weird shit that happens,
Yeah.
and they'll try to write it off as an act of God. I am in no way trying to wish anything negative on 45. He's one of the best presidents we've ever had in this country. Whether you like him or not, that's fine. He ain't perfect. And who's to say that if I ever met him, he pissed me off? But I truly believe that he's got America and its best interest in heart a hell of a lot more than Skamato and that Waxworks motherfucker.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, the guy actually likes his country. So, But yeah, I agree. Coming in with the weirder, the closer we get, the weirder they are. It just would not surprise me if the next one you see is one of those, childless cat ladies, green hair, parked out in front of Mar-a-Lago.
Somebody fills their damn gremlin full of fucking fertilizer and tries to run into the motorcade.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Well, I gotta say they're Subaru.
What? There you go. I fucking forgot about them. Well, I mean, okay, look, all bullshit aside, never in our history have we seen this level of fuckery. It's gotten worse each and every time. And Trump's right. This all has to do with the rhetoric these shitbags on the left keep saying. They've incited violence and fucking unrest since he got in office.
Yep.
Nothing's been done to him. If it had been a Republican doing that, their ass would have been on. They were trying to put him under the jail.
Oh, the corporate media, it was like across the block. If you listened to it last night, they were all basically blaming Trump for the violence that's coming against him.
Yeah, it's his fault people are trying to kill him. That's the most ridiculous, janky bullshit I've ever heard of in my life. So, using that, I guess
analogy, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, if somebody was to go after, let's say, ABC, and go up in there and go trashing, one of their studios in New York, does that mean that it's their fault for, spreading bullshit? And somebody just got fed up? Because that's what they're saying he did. So if it's what's good for the goose, good for the gander.
It's exactly the same analogy as she got raped because her skirt was too short.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. And again, real fast, I'm not encouraging people to go do shit. I'm merely making a comparison. All right? Not condoning violence, not condoning any kind of civil unrest, or anybody going out there committing any kind of fucking crimes, because if you're that fucking dim, you deserve to get a dirt nap.
Yep. Absolutely.
So, moving right along. I guess when I heard about what were you doing? I mean, what did you think when you first heard somebody tried to shoot him again? Another assassination was attempted.
It's kind of sad, but I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Again, another one. It didn't surprise me just because I have been on Facebook and Instagram and seen the hatred that these people have, not just for Trump, that they have for anybody that has any sort of conservative values, Republican values, independent values. um, and these are not like, 20-year-old, green hairs. These are, 40, 50, 60, 70-year-old latent hippies, the old dirty commies that, Reagan and McCarthy were trying to get rid of.
Yeah.
They're out there, man.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, as you see with this guy's what, 56, 58 years old. Um, was born and bred North Carolina. Um, and got struck with the TDS, I guess, real early. Um, it's just amazing how many of these mentally unstable folks are out there, and they vote and they procreate,
Mm-hmm.
and that's scary.
Yeah, it is.
We used to be able to count on, that silent majority, and
Right.
unfortunately, the silent majority has died out.
Yes.
And we're it. I mean, it's if you just look at social media, it's disheartening. If you look at the public at large, like I was telling you, I had gone and picked up something from an individual in a nice neighborhood the other day.
Mm-hmm.
When you start talking to the public, um, they're not going to say it out loud because it was like back in 2016. Nobody wants to get, oh, you're one of those, America lovers. You like the flag and what America stands for. So they don't want to get called out for that, but they will sure as shit tell you, man, America sure does suck right now in the past 4 years.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I was looking at something. It was on Facebook. Go figure. The cesspool of the internet. And somebody I knew, he had posted something about. I don't remember the exact context, but it had something to do with where the country was right now. And somebody piped in there, "Oh, gas prices are low. This is that. It's Trump's fault. This, that, and other." And the person was defending it. I mean, they weren't going, and anybody say anything, he was all over. And it's like you're now dealing with people who are so warped in their way of thinking. You're not going to win them over.
Yeah.
And I don't know about everybody else here. I know where I live. I don't know about where you're at, but I've watched the gas go down, the fuel costs. And I'm here to tell you that fuel cost is going down because of the election.
Yeah, it's by design.
They're doing this to curry favor with the current and possibly future administration because, yeah, they say they're going to go green and do this and do that. That's all well and good, but that's only going to be for the little people. They'll still export oil. They'll still use oil and all petroleum products and everything else. The oil company's not going anywhere. They're going to make their money. And if they feel they can get more perks from one side or another, who the fuck do you think they're going to lobby for?
Yeah.
It's not rocket science, people. Wake up. Everything you see now is a one kind of fuckery and corruption or another. And, like I said earlier, we've been asleep at the wheel for so damn long. We're going to leave our children and grandchildren just a fucking ginormous dumpster fire. And we allowed it to happen.
Right.
We I can't stress it enough. I don't want to leave this world worried about or my kids or grandkids going to be caught up in some civil unrest or revolution trying to fight tyranny because we were too fucking lazy to stop it.
Yeah.
Now, again, I'm not trying to encourage civil unrest or illegal activity or any of that bullshit, but there are ways still that are available for people to get out there and make their voice known and become a thorn in the side of the current fucking government. The only way politicians respond is when you make them look like fucktards.
Yep.
If you can make them look stupid enough and it starts affecting their money, they're going to address you.
Oh yeah.
Now, I understand that, a lot of people, classic example, I'm only one person, I ain't voting, it don't matter. Yeah, it kind of does.
That's the exact way that we have screwed the pooch, like you said, for the last 30 years.
Yeah.
Because with there's enough of us that somebody will vote and they'll take my spot. No, it doesn't work that way, man.
Nope. And the thing is that, like, one of my best friends next door, he'll bitch and moan and say this and say that about the government, but he won't vote. And it's like, you understand, you have no right to bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Zero. Now, I'll be the first to admit, when I was younger, I voted for Clinton one time. Now, in my defense, I was young and stupid. All right, I'll give you that. I'll own that shit because I was wrong. I voted for that motherfucker because I felt, hey, he's gonna give free this and free that. That helps me and my ex out with the kids.
Right.
All right. What's up, Moose? So, that being said, I even voted for Perot one time when Perot ran.
Oh, that was you?
You
Yep,
split
that
the
was me.
vote.
Damn it.
I voted for him. But, okay, check this out. Think about Perot now, whether you liked him or not, back in the 90s when he ran. He kind of had the same mindset Trump does.
Yeah, he did. He thought NAFTA was a big piece
Yeah.
of shit.
But
Yeah,
it was,
but total his votes up, put him on Bush's side, who wins that election.
I understand that. I understand. But the argument I got is he was before his time. The American people were too hemmed up on the Democrat or Republican. They couldn't grasp, hey, here we got an independent actually making sense.
Yeah. That and you don't have Stockwell running as your vice president.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So it is what it is. Moose, how you doing, brother?
I'm all right.
Okay. All right.
I'm here, there, everywhere.
Okay. I believe you told us you had a update for Cocaine Gate.
I got a little one.
All right, we'll take it.
And this goes, from what I'm hearing, to the top of the Secret Service.
Nice.
Supposedly, the top brass told the people over the evidence locker to destroy that one particular piece of evidence.
Interesting.
By Secret Service protocol, it's supposed to stay in there for a minimum of 7 years. They've been offered like better positions in the next administration, from what I'm hearing, and they know whose cocaine that was. They're just not going to let it out.
Yeah.
And if you want to know my source, Dan Bongino, who got it from whistleblowers. Told you, I wasn't going to let it go.
Hey, and you know what? I like Dan Bongino anyways because he's like a damn feral dog with a bone. I understand he's got his own way of doing stuff, but I like him because he doesn't flip flop around, and he's got the experience and the knowledge. And to me, that carries a lot of weight. You know?
I mean, there's more going on inside the Secret Service right now than we know. Like an internal battle is brewing.
Sure.
And, you know, from what Dan was saying, the whole top brass needs to go.
Absolutely. Well, the top brass, a lot of federal organizations needs to go.
Yeah, pretty much every 3-letter agency out there.
Sorry, I'm taking care of
And
something on the fly here.
He's got names, supposedly. And he said if y'all don't resign or do something, I'm going to start giving them. And I think it was last week, one guy resigned. Now, another guy that was working either the cocaine case, or it was worked at evidence or something,
Mm-hmm.
was promised he would get transferred out of there to a cushy job with the next Biden or Harris administration and basically get a nice promotion, all that, if he just kind of forget. And I heard one or two of them took the poison apple, I guess you'd say.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, there's some serious covering up going on at the moment on Cocaine Gate.
Okay.
Wasn't
All
quite expecting all that, were you?
I'm just glad you found something. I mean, you know, because it's one of those things that there's so much shit going on and they keep burying it and burying it and burying it. You know. So I'm glad that at least come out. The problem is nothing's going to be done about it. I don't think.
No.
You know.
No, because the person that I think it is a 2-time felon anyway. So
Right.
that'd be strike 3 right there, wouldn't it?
One would think. But didn't he just beat some charge that he was up against?
He pled guilty. The
I
tax
thought Hunter
charges,
got out of something, though.
but I think he was tied in with those tax charges when he pled guilty.
Okay.
I said, we'll drop like this one charge since you're pleading guilty to 3 charges here
Right. Okay.
or something. I don't know, but the one you're talking about, I'm not sure on.
Okay. Well, I mean, I know that I remember hearing something or I saw a blurb somewhere where it changed because he beat something. I guess it was going to impact some other shit that was going on. I don't know.
No, that was the income tax deal. It would have proven because they would have had to introduce some kickbacks from Romania and some other places that hit his bank account, you know, during his dad's vice presidency. All that evidence would have came out and been introduced into a court of law. And to introduce it into a court of law, it has to be a smoking gun, eyewitness, plus a video and 2 confessions.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
well, it does if it's from one side of the guile. If it's from the other, it can be a crumbed up piece of toilet paper saying he did it.
That he was being charged in California, and they were going to introduce all that. And so to keep all that from coming to light, he flipped real quick. I'll plead guilty, Your Honor. Trying to keep that evidence sealed.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I mean, I hope that we don't hear about another attempt on 45.
I think you will.
Oh, I think we're going to see something.
I'd be really surprised if he makes it to Inauguration Day without some sort of serious injury.
Well, I mean, it's like we were talking earlier, about how I thought that if they couldn't get him this way, they would try and find a way down the road, even if he got elected, to find some kind of way to make a mechanical failure, a critical failure in something to make him take a dirt nap.
If they're going to do the mechanical failure, like the brakes failing on your truck kind of thing, they're going to do it now. They're not going to wait till he's sitting.
No, I'm talking about like turbine going out of Marine One.
I'm aware. But if they do it now, something like that now, then it wouldn't look that suspicious. Everybody be screaming foul play. You could even produce the fall guy, all that shit, and kill it. But if he gets in and you kill him while he's sitting after already trying 2 attempts on him, yeah, see what I'm saying?
Well, but you got
out the wazoo.
But you got an administration in the blue Democrats, man. They don't give a shit. They've drank the Kool-Aid and sewn each one of them a fucking sweater. These motherfuckers have been bought lock, stock, and barrel. They're sheep. They're not going to change. You could go out there. Trump could become president tomorrow, be gunned down by a cross-dressing, purple-haired, nose-ring fucktard with a Biden-Harris shirt on, and they would applaud it. They'd be throwing parties.
And they would still tell you they don't know his political affiliation.
Yeah, and he'd be a suspect. Or it would be a suspect, excuse me. Tell me I'm wrong.
Well, I said I had agreed with a buddy of mine back in 2016 that Hillary Clinton could go out Times Square in the middle of the day with a 5-year-old child, put the child on its knees, put a shotgun in the back of the child's head, blow the kid's head off, and they give her the key to the city and thank her for stopping that terrorist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, that dried up hag get away with anything. You're absolutely right. Well, guys, I hate to do this, but I have a grandchild to attend to. So I'm on dip. You guys can stay on. But duty calls.
Take me off the live, will you? Or take off the live. Let's go ahead and shut it down. And let me holler at you for a sec backstage.
Well, I've got to leave. That's my problem.
Okay. Well, let me talk to Saxman.
That's fine. That's fine.
And then he can relay everything.
All right. I'm on dip. Thanks, everyone, for being here. I'm sorry to cut it short, but family calls. Hopefully we'll be back Thursday. Thank you all for being here. We'll pick up where we left off by then. I'm sure there'll be more fuckery to cover. Y'all have a good evening. God bless.
Good night, everyone.